Today we begin the roll call, but not just of warriors, of insecurities, comparisons, and a desperate attempt to regain control. In the fourth shlok of the first chapter, Duryodhana begins dropping names. But why these names? Why now? And why does he start with Bhima and Arjuna, the very warriors he fears the most? Let's decode the next layer of this psychological chessboard. Every verse of the Gita is a mirror, and every moment of the Mahabharata is still alive within us. I am Shupratik, and this is Geeta hi Mahabharatam, where we don't just recite scripture, we decode our own dharma. The stage is set, the conch shells haven't blown, but Duryodhana's mind is at war. He just pointed out that Pandava army was arranged by Duryodhana, the son of Drupad, his guru's rival, and now he starts listing warriors like a man talking to himself into courage. He says, there are many mighty bowmen here, as powerful as Bhim and Arjun. But hold on, if you believe your army is superior, why compare your enemies to your strongest men? He begins with fear, then buries it under a list. This is not a military briefing. This is subconscious self-defense. And the shloka says, Atra Shura Maheshvasa Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Meaning, here in this army, there are many heroic bowmen equal in battle to Bhim and Arjun, like Yuyudhan, Virat, and the mighty chariot warrior Drupad. Just to let you know, this is how overthinking sounds in Sanskrit. Okay, let's have some insight of the character and their psychology as well. Let's break it down. Yuyudhan, another name for Satyaki, a fierce Yadav warrior, trained under Arjun himself. He is loyal to Krishna and fights for dharma. Duryodhana fears him not because of his size, but because he represents Arjun's legacy. Now, Virat, the king who gave refuge to the Pandavas during their year of incognito exile. He is not the most powerful warrior, but he represents honor and kings who stand for truth. By naming him, Duryodhana reveals his discomfort with those who support dharma despite politics. And third, Raja Drupad, once a friend of Dronacharya, turned enemy. Duryodhana names him after naming Duryodhana in the previous verse, almost as if saying, look, Gurudev, not only your enemy's son, but your enemy himself is standing there. It's emotional provocation masquerading as military assessment. What do you think? Now let's understand this in a real life parallel scenario, in bit of a casual manner. Ever seen a resume like this? Worked with Google, mentored by CEO, collaborated with IIT toppers, endorsed by LinkedIn influencers. It's not just about credentials, my friend. It's a shield. People list names when they are not sure their presence is enough. Duryodhana here is doing the same, name-dropping powerful warriors to convince himself that the odds aren't overwhelming. But in doing so, he unintentionally reveals how rattled he really is. But what about dharma? What dharma do we take away from this shlok? So sometimes we over-explain, we justify, we name names, we compare. But true strength, true dharma, doesn't need backup singers. The shlok reminds us you don't gain power by listing who you fear. You gain it by owning what you believe. Duryodhana is still talking, still measuring, still comparing. And that's how we know his war has already started within. Next up, more names, more psychology, more unraveling. In 5th shlok, Duryodhana keeps going. But who does he leave out? Why is Karna missing so far? And what does that silence mean? We will unpack it all in episode 5 of Geeta hi Mahabharatam. I am Shupratik, and this is the 4th step in our journey through the Bhagavad Gita, like you have never heard it before. If this moved you, like, share and subscribe.